Here's something many new coaches don't realize. You don't have to coach everyone. Not every client is right for you, and you're not right for every client. The most competent coaches know the difference, and they're willing to say so. This might feel uncomfortable at first, but understanding compatibility is actually one of the most professional things you can do. Let me unpack why this matters. Taking on every client who asks isn't serving anyone well. Not you, not them. Your coaching style, your expertise, your approach, these will naturally fit some clients better than others. That's not a flaw. That's just reality. And here's the flip side. Their needs, their values, their expectations may require a different coach with different strengths. Recognizing when you're not the right fit isn't weakness. It's professionalism. The coaches who struggle are often the ones who say yes to everyone regardless of fit. Here's how ICF frames this. You partner with the client to determine client-coach compatibility. Notice what this is asking of you. It's the coach's responsibility to ensure compatibility. You're not passively hoping it works out. You're actively assessing whether this partnership can succeed. And you're making intentional decisions based on that assessment. Coaches, it is your responsibility to make sure that you and your client are compatible. So what does compatibility actually mean in practice? Ask yourself these questions. Can I work effectively with this person? Do I have the skills, experience, and capacity to support their goals in a meaningful way? Can I accept their values and beliefs enough to be in true partnership? Can I remain curious and non-judgmental even when their worldview differs significantly from mine? Does this feel like a relationship that can succeed? Is there mutual respect, trust, and openness that will allow coaching to unfold authentically? And here's what I want you to hear clearly. This is not about whether you like them. It's about whether you can serve them well. When should this assessment happen? Ideally, during onboarding and contracting before you begin. Be selective and choose the clients that you can work with. Clients you've made agreements with that are clear, that you know this relationship is going to work. But here's the reality. Sometimes you don't realize until you're in it. Now, that doesn't mean that you won't contract with somebody, get into a relationship, do a few coaching sessions, and figure out that this isn't working for the coach or for the client for whatever reason. That happens. And when it does, you need to address it. Stay aware throughout the engagement, not just at the beginning. What does it look like when compatibility issues surface mid-engagement? Maybe they want consulting and you do coaching. They keep expecting advice and solutions, not coaching questions and self-discovery. Maybe their values are in such conflict with yours that you cannot remain neutral or non-judgmental. You find yourself internally reacting rather than staying curious. Maybe the relationship just isn't producing value. Despite your best efforts, the client isn't experiencing meaningful progress or insight. Or maybe you're simply not the right coach for their specific needs. Their situation requires specialized expertise or experience you don't possess. Any of these can signal that it's time for a conversation. Let me name the mistakes I see coaches make around compatibility. Feeling obligated to take every client who asks. Saying yes when you should say no compromises the quality of coaching for everyone. Confusing personal dislike with actual compatibility issues. Not liking someone is different from being unable to serve them effectively. Stay objective about the distinction. Ignoring compatibility concerns because the money is good. Financial pressure should never override your professional judgment about fit, and hoping it will get better instead of addressing it directly. Wishful thinking doesn't resolve compatibility issues. Address them proactively. I want to reframe how you think about this. Declining a client is sometimes the most ethical choice. When you know you cannot serve them well, saying no is an act of integrity that protects both of you. Ending an engagement can be an act of service. Releasing a client who would be better served elsewhere frees them to find the right support. Your job is to ensure the client gets what they need, even if that means referring them to a different coach who's better equipped for their situation. This is about serving them, not about keeping them. So here's what I want you to take from this. Compatibility assessment is your responsibility as the coach. Don't wait for the client to figure it out. This is part of your professional duty. Assess during onboarding and stay aware throughout the engagement. Compatibility evaluation happens at the beginning and continues as the relationship unfolds. And sometimes saying, I am not the right coach for you, can be the most competent thing you ever say. That phrase demonstrates professionalism, self-awareness, and commitment to serving the client's best interests. With the engagement foundation now set, we turn to what happens in each session, starting with the most important distinction in session agreement.